3 months ago, I believed that I had the perfect life. I was the happiest man in the world, with a loving wife, a beautiful daughter, and a successful career. My wife, Angelina, and I got married when she turned 18, and we had a daughter named Angelica a year later. Despite their similar names, our family was harmonious and peaceful for the 6 years that followed. I provided for my family and showered them with attention and affection. I earned good money and had recently been promoted to head of the commercial department. My love for my wife and daughter was evident in everything I did, from buying them gifts and flowers to making sure every penny in the house was well spent. But 3 months ago, everything changed. I remember the day vividly, as if it were yesterday. After a normal morning routine, my wife called to tell me that she had taken a pregnancy test and it was positive. She even sent me a picture of the 2 stripes on the test. I was overjoyed at the news, but little did I know that it would be the beginning of a painful and confusing journey. Despite my efforts to understand why my wife and daughter did what they did to me, I am still struggling to find answers. I blame myself and search for faults that may have led to their actions. But the memory of that fateful day remains etched in my mind, and I'm left to navigate the fallout of their betrayal, while holding on to my sanity with the help of my youngest daughter. She had informed me earlier that she had called work to take the day off and was heading to the women's clinic to confirm the test, register, finish by lunchtime, cook something delicious, and celebrate with me in the evening when I returned from work. I was elated upon hearing this news and immediately shared it with my boss, who congratulated me and allowed me to leave work early. Rather than informing my wife of my early arrival, I chose to surprise her. However, the surprise was not what I expected. After picking up my daughter from daycare and dropping her off at my parents' house, I shared the good news with them as well. They were pleased and promised to take care of my daughter the next morning, allowing my wife and me some alone time. I even went the extra mile to purchase a cake, a beautiful bouquet, champagne, and a gold pendant as a gift for my wife. As I quietly opened the door to our house, I heard my wife talking loudly and excitedly with her friend on Skype. Unaware of my presence, I overheard a conversation that shook me to the core. Wife's friend asks, "Gelka, how far along are you?" To which Delka, who is actually the wife, responds, "It's the 4th week." The friend then asks if Kostya, the husband, knows about the pregnancy, to which the wife confirms that she called him first. The friend then questions whether the baby is Kostya's, to which the wife confidently responds that it is, as she hasn't been intimate with anyone else. She even told Kostya a year and a half ago that she wouldn't have any more children unless they were his. The friend brings up a handsome guy from a show and the unconventional sex they had in front of Kostya, but the wife dismisses it, saying that it's not how babies are made. The friend advises the wife to appreciate her wonderful husband and not play with fire. "Wife, spare me your moralizing, Caroline. You're too virtuous for your own good. Look, there's your favorite record again. I do love my husband deeply, but it's the 21st century. You need to update your thinking, my friend. Love and sex are separate entities. Money and sex aren't the only things that matter. If material gain were my only concern, I would have left my family and married Arkady Naumovich. He spends money like it's nothing, and he doesn't require much in the bedroom." Girlfriend, what about Kostya? Wife, what do you mean? Kostya is my husband, the father of my children. We share a spiritual bond and have a deep connection. I feel comfortable around him, and that's why I love him. But love and sex are not the same thing, and, to be honest, having extramarital affairs can add excitement to a marriage. It keeps things interesting, you know. As they talked, I felt like I had been stabbed in the back with a red-hot bayonet. I was disgusted and hurt by everything I heard. My only thought was to die. Sweat poured down my face as an invisible band squeezed my temples and throat. My ears rang, and the world around me turned black and gray. As I entered the room, I saw her turn around in fear, realizing that I had overheard everything. Her reaction resembled that of a cliché TV show, where she desperately tried to convince me that it was all a joke, but I couldn't remember how I even got there. However, I knew that allowing her to make a mockery of me would only worsen the situation. She fell to her knees, clasping onto me and begging for forgiveness, even wrapping her legs around me and kissing my knees in a disgusting display. In a fit of anger, I ripped off her wedding ring and threw it in her face before storming out of the room. I drove recklessly to my parents' house, stopping only to buy vodka and juice from a nearby supermarket. Upon arriving, I yelled at my daughter and was rude to my father before apologizing and embracing Leica. I retreated to my room, drowning my sorrows with alcohol, not even feeling the effects of the first bottle. I called my boss to request a few days off without revealing the details of the situation, and he granted me an extended leave to help me get my thoughts together. 4 days proved enough to regain my composure. He started drinking the third bottle and soon passed out. For the next 2 days, he refused to let anyone in, instead sobbing and staring at one point. His mother visited a couple of times, bringing him tea and asking him questions, but he didn't reveal anything to his parents yet. One day, his mother came in and told him that Jella had come to pick up him and Leica, as it was already Sunday. He insisted that Leica would stay with him and asked his wife to leave. His mother advised them to sort out their issues themselves, as things can happen in a family. Little did she know. Soon after, Galia arrived and found him sitting on the floor, looking helpless. He initiated a conversation with his wife. "Wife, hello dear, how are you feeling now? Are you feeling any better? Can we talk?" Him, "How could you even have the nerve to show up?" Wife, "Do you hate me? I understand how you must feel right now, and I know how much it hurts, but at least listen to me. Before we begin, can you answer me one question? Have I been a bad wife, mother, or hostess all this time? Did you ever go hungry or live in filth, or have I been a bad lover in bed?" Him, "Here's the thing. I'm filing for divorce and Leica is staying with me. I'll collect our things tomorrow after work." Wife, "Well, that's no surprise. It's the first reaction of a cheating husband." She pulled out something and shoved it under his nose. "Have you seen this? We'll get to that later, but you're not even trying to listen to me and understand. Me, I'm trying to understand. If you had fallen in love with another man and lost your memory, I would understand. If you had made a mistake while drunk and regretted it, I would understand. If you were seeking revenge for my infidelity, I would understand. But what I can't fathom is why you would cheat without any reason, without any empathy. It hurts me that you don't even realize the gravity of your actions. I listened to you yesterday, but now I don't want to talk, see, or hear from you again. Let's file for divorce and let the court decide about our child, Leaky." Wife, "You're mistaken, Bones. I won't give you a divorce, and we won't be divorced for 2 years and 2 months. I remind you that I'm carrying your child." Me, I find that hard to believe. Wife, fine, you can tell everyone about it. I'll even insist on a DNA test once the child is born. Me, regardless of whether we get divorced or not, I won't live under the same roof as you. It's not going to change. Wife, sweetheart, you will. Get cleaned up now because the 3 of us, you, me, and Leica, are going home. You'll be ready in an hour, won't you? Me, how can you be so sure? What if I don't? Wife, if you don't, everyone at work will know that you left your pregnant wife. Your reputation will be ruined and you'll lose your job. My good acquaintance, Arkady Naumik, won't hire you as a security guard or anywhere else for that matter. And trust me, I can count on him to help me out. Me, your Arkady Naumik? Wife, yes, him. He's a serious guy. We met him yesterday, and he understands everything. We're just friends now, and I can rely on him if I need to. Me, what about Max? Wife, I explained everything to him, and I don't think he'll be bothering me anymore. You need to understand that I only need you. Let's get ready and go home. If you don't come with me, I'll turn everyone against you. Me. What if everyone finds out the reason? Wife. I don't think you would reveal it. You would only be humiliating yourself. Also, your assumptions may not be accurate. Me. You're being unreasonable. Wife. Insulting a pregnant woman is unnecessary, although I understand that I deserve harsh words. Me. Okay, I get it. But let's be clear, our old relationship and way of life are gone forever. I can never forgive you, and you don't even acknowledge the wrongdoing that led us here. Your values and attitudes towards family are vastly different from mine. People like you don't change. Wife, we have 2 years and 2 months left to figure things out. Maybe things will change for you or me. If after that time you still want a divorce, I won't stop you. For now, let's not give up. Let's talk more at home. I want to make it clear that there is no us anymore. I don't have anything to discuss with you, except for the baby that you're carrying. From now on, my sole interest will be in the baby and taking care of it, along with Leaky. Please go downstairs and wait for me while I get dressed. Since then, everything in our home feels foreign to me. The food tastes bitter and the water seems stale. I occupy myself in the living room and avoid talking to my wife. I've been feeling this way for the past 3 months, unable to smile or enjoy life. I go through the motions of my daily routine on autopilot, and returning home fills me with dread. While Galia is pregnant, I try not to upset her by yelling or getting on her nerves. But I don't have any kind words for her anymore, only practical things related to her pregnancy. I continue to support my family, but I'm not happy.